What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I want to talk about the value of having the game, Splinterlands, of course, be much more exciting at the lower levels for new players. Now, if you've heard me talk, I mean, I've said this multiple times, whether it's on live streams or on previous videos, the game really starts to open up in gold, right? And I mean that, right? If you look at Chaos Legion specifically, so many cards would not get new abilities until they hit the gold level. And all of a sudden, then like the meta becomes much more interesting. You have different abilities that can really impact everything. And unlike silver and bronze, which is much more static, right? You might just have leveled up cards, but they don't have necessarily abilities. The game just gets so much more fun and exciting and in that way. And then of course you take it to the next level with Diamond Plus. So my thought around this is that we need to make bronze and silver a little bit more exciting. And I would actually say bronze, I don't really care about. Bronze is really just a training ground, right? I know we have novice, but bronze, it's like, it is what it is. It's super basic. It's just to help you understand. But silver should definitely be like the standard of where all players, even if they're casual, are trying to reach. And so, I mentioned this on a live stream recently, that I had the chance to play test some of the Rebellion cards during like an internal tournament for QA. And I got to see some of the ability stacks and all this. And one thing that I'm personally really excited about is the fact that a lot of these cards tend to get, let's say the game starts to open up a little bit more in silver. And I think that's going to create a ton of value overall for any and all new players that come in. Because if you don't need to have a gold level deck, if it's just a max silver deck and the game just becomes more exciting, to me, that adds so much value. And as somebody who runs tournaments here, specifically in silver and then in diamond, I've always lamented the fact that I can't do gold because a lot of players, a lot of the more casual players, they're priced out, right? So we do silver to kind of keep it open to everybody. Even some bronze decks, I should be saying, are competitive in silver, but for the most part, right, it's just like if you can play in silver, that's great. But outside of that, gold and diamond are at a completely different level financially, right? The financial commitment that you would need to make. So in looking at this, I'm getting excited about the fact that, Rebellion is potentially going to be a very new player friendly set, right? And that also comes on the heels of the fact that Chaos Legion is relatively cheap right now compared to the entirety of its like lifetime, right? So if you look here, to get a maxed level silver deck of Chaos Legion, it cost $362, right? And if we look at Rift Watchers probably be a little bit more expensive, $626, but you don't need all of Rift Watchers, maybe just a couple of cards here and there, and you actually don't need all of Chaos Legion either. So if you just get Chaos Legion, or maybe you spend a couple $100 to like level up some cards for silver, you can actually be quite competitive, right? And so when I think this through, it's like, if you compare it to playing in gold, for example, which is almost, more than double silver, it's 863, and then diamond is going to be, essentially double gold at 1500. The barrier to entry for newer players, when hopefully, right, the game is, when Rebellion is launched, hopefully the flywheel is starting to trigger, SPS is slowly moving its way up, and people start to see that, come check it out. They will look at this and say, well, okay, I can buy a Chaos Legion, set for a couple $100, and then I'm going to be on the same level as everybody else because Rebellion packs are in the store. So I can buy as many as I want. There's no, players, OGs who own these like super high valuable cards. If I want them, I can go and get them, or, buy the packs to roll the dice to get them. And that will just put everybody on an even playing field. And as long as they're willing to come up to silver, which again, as I'm saying, with Rebellion specifically, it's going to open up the game so much more. It's, at least from what I saw, there were a lot more, abilities that were given at, for common cards at level 5 versus level 6, right? That to me is really, really exciting because we can really make the game much more focused on the lower level in terms of having a lot of fun, competitive, matches or tournaments or things like that. And then of course there'll always be the higher tier, right? Gold and diamond. But in terms of actually having a fun place to play, I always compare the tournaments with silver and diamond when we run them on Sundays or on the weekends. I always compare those and look at them and say, yeah, the diamond one is just so much more fun, but you don't have as many people playing. But now silver can start to creep into that territory of being fun with all the different meta that's going to change with, with Rebellion coming into the mix, and Chaos Legion being relatively cheap for newer players, or even players like myself who don't have a max deck yet, right? But I do have, I think, most of the cards maxed for silver. That's, I mean, again, I'm just really excited about where this could put us, not maybe right away, but over the course of 2024, over the course of the next bull run, as players potentially come into the game, check it out, realize that it's not too expensive, right? And I'm not talking about investments here. I'm just talking about the financial commitment to play at a certain level, right? And I'm not talking about the cards going up in value or not. This is literally just to play the game. The barrier of entry to play competitively in a league that will hopefully become much more interesting from a competitive standpoint is going to go, the barrier to entry for that is going to go down dramatically. And then everybody is going to be on the same level for Rebellion, right? So I don't know. I'm just excited about that. Wanted to share that in a video with you guys. Hopefully that makes you excited about what is to come with Rebellion. But we are less than 4 weeks away from December 5th, and that is very, very exciting. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, how you feel about this. But for me, as I said before, I probably wouldn't even mind dropping to silver once Rebellion comes out, and then over time, as I level my deck up, work my way up in ranked, up into, gold and hopefully diamond at some point. But if we can run a ton of silver tournaments here and they actually end up being fun because the the cards, new card abilities, the meta, all the different, potential rule sets and things like that they put in the mix for Rebellion, that's gonna be awesome. So I'm super pumped. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I will catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.